He's like, I pretty much want to park an F-350 up there. Super Duty. I'm like, well, that's about 8,000 pounds, so yeah, let's overkill the hell out of these things. I got a new one here for you today. It's kind of nice not pounding nails every day of the week. My buddy has an automotive shop over here. Took on a project, he needed some pallet racks. Well, every one of those pallet racks that he looked at were over $1,000 to hold the weight that he wants to put up there. Because it's going to have transmissions, it's going to have motors, rear ends, all kinds of big stuff up there. I like a challenge every now and again. Brought the welder over, bandsaw, all the fabrication tools are over here right now. We're building these pallet racks up here. This is, I think it's about 7/6 to the top of it. And what we did is this is a 3x6 beam, square tubing, 1/4 inch thick. And then we did some 3x3 angle, tying back into a 4x4 angle that is mounted to the top of that purlin, all the way down and around that thing. All these 3x3 angle irons are on 2-foot centers. You know, that's going to be the support just to kind of hold it in place right there. These posts are 2.5 by 2.5 square tubing. They run all the way down to the concrete, and they're mounted with a 1/2 inch concrete bolt. I mean, that should hold. If a car hits it, you know, it ain't really going to do anything to the post. Definitely to the car. And then this is the other one that we built, kind of in the corner over here. It comes around, same concept, gets tied into that 4x4, and this beam here goes all the way across to that 4x4 angle iron. And then this beam here goes all the way down to the other side of the shop. It ends at that post right there. So on this post right here, we cantilevered this back and mounted it back here so you have plenty of walking room between that post, because if we would have had that post right here coming down, that would have intruded on the walkway between this lift. You want some room to work. I mean, you don't want it to be jammed into the situation. So just to match it, we did the same thing on this side, so it kind of flow around that door. First one that we built over here is 20 foot long. This one's 24 foot. And then it comes around here, and that's another 24 foot shelf. I mean, that is going to be a lot of pallet rack up there. If you think about it, $1,000 for an 8-foot section of pallet rack. We're going to have probably $3,000 worth of material in this, and we have over 60 foot of shelving. And to top it off, between these 4 posts here, we ended up building a little bench here. This is 2x3 square tubing. This is the leftover pieces from the legs. We just built the box in here. And it ended up being 113 inches by 4 foot. That's a pretty nice bench. Then we're going to end up putting plate steel on top of it. We're going to come down here and bend it down 2 inches. Has a little round over right here. Then on this back side, we're going to put a backsplash on it, and it's going to go up 3 inches. And then on these sides, we're going to have a little apron that goes around the side. Just a little lip, about inch and a half, somewhere in that range, so the stuff just don't fall off the backside. So you can see where it all ties in together here. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm a welder, but those are some nice dimes. Everything's all welded on every side, so that if anything gets stacked up there heavier than what should be up there, he's like, I pretty much want to park an F-350 up there. Super Duty. I'm like, well, that's about 8,000 pounds, so yeah, let's overkill the hell out of these things.
Come again?
Let's overkill the hell out of these things.
No problem.
So this is the stuff that we built the legs out of. It's 2.5 by 2.5 by 1/4 inch. It's pretty beefy. And this is what the beam is, 3x6, and it's 1/4 inch steel. And this is what that 4x4 is on that purlin. It's 1/4 inch. Same goes for that 3x3. It's 1/4. Then we're gonna end up putting 3/4 inch regular plywood on top of this all the way down. So it's pretty beefy. It's gonna hold the test of time for sure. And that should hold up pretty much everything. I mean, obviously you don't want to put something up there sharp on the plywood because it's just gonna rip right through. And the problem that he's having, as you can just see, he's almost outgrown his shop, but not really, because you know, there is a ton of room in this shop. That's all my fault. That is not his fault at all.
We'll just tackle this thing together, one little baby step at a time.
Really?
Really.
We had to move it to get all the stuff in here and clean this bay out. This was kind of his storage bay over here on the side, but it's going to be long term. It's going to be pallets on the top. The cars could flow in and out, and he could have his tools set up over there in that one spot. So when he's flowing through several cars a day, he could pull them in here, pull them in over there, and work on multiple ones at the same time. And that's kind of what this bench is for right here, so that he could have a little setup here. He's going to have a little parts washer over here on the side, and then all his tools could roll underneath all this stuff. I think it's going to work out pretty good. It's going to have better flow in the shop. I'm not lying. Kind of jealous about this situation. I'd like to have it in my shop. Stay tuned for part 2 of how this all looks. We'll be seeing you guys later.